and I'm curious if Yuz and Fiend are going to be leading with the Jeyun and Hattori as like they did before. Yes, they are. Here
okay. I was wondering, like, maybe they might choose other things, even if the Brawlhalla like didn't work previously, because again, they know each other so well, knowing what works. Maybe the original pick doesn't always work against specifically this team because we played so much, but they are going in with the standard picks that we've seen today and that we know them for.
Yeah, Fiend swaying there to the bottom of the stage. Kyna and Loris are taking so much damage at the very start of this. Okay, Yuz getting some sidelights in, sidelight finisher on the Loris, switches right over to Kyna, trying to take that stock out. Fiend knocks him out, so they're going to focus right over on the Loris, and Fiend is doing a double edge guard on both sides. Sider into the wall, Kyna can't make it.
Wow.
Clean two-stock lead in the first 30 seconds of the game.
And it's quite literally a clean stock from Fiend. He just got hit for the first time as Loris and Kyna were spawning back in. Yuz got caught with a little bit of damage, but hardly anything whatsoever, so a fantastic start for this red team here.
How is Fiend playing so fast and so untouchable? Nair after Nair gets the Sider. Kyna can't land a single hit. Loris finally gets a neutral recovery, but he has to get hit by Yuz in the meantime for being able to be rewarded for that. Stop Sider. Will finally put Yuz on the side of the stage. Can Loris get his weapon throw edge guard? No, the Nair comes through. He chase dodges and slides right back on the stage. Fiend avoids Kyna, gets the ground pound. This could be the edge guard into a two-stock lead from Fiend if he's not careful. No, Kyna makes it back, doesn't get the recovery. Yuz switches over to Loris instead. D-like ground pound.
Oh,
Yuz
no!
To finish off the stock, and now Kyna is stuck fighting against Yuz and Fiend gets that 6 stocks to 2 in game number 1. Finally, Loris is able to get the double knockout just to stabilize slightly.
And we're seeing beautiful follow-ups coming out from Fiend and Yuz as we expect, especially that side air from Fiend after getting hit by his teammate right out of hit stun, finding the side air, finding the stock. Incredible lead now so far in this game. Loris hoping he could get the dodge there. He did just burn his dodge. Should be back up now, hoping he can confirm this edge guard on Fiend. Oh, he actually finds the ground pound. He waited going for the GC.
I'm a little surprised Yuz didn't spend that time that he was fighting against Kyna to go out there to help Fiend. And maybe Fiend was saying, I'm good, until he wasn't. But Yuz had an opportunity there to be able to help him, and instead Fiend ends up going down. Kyna didn't take too much damage for a shovel there too, so blue team's actually making this comeback look very capable. Gets the edge guard on the Yuz here, and he gets that, and they get Fiend in the 1v2. Are they going to reverse 6 stock?
Fiend was getting destroyed by Kyna's axe there for like 15 to 20 seconds. It was like 4 or 5 completely unanswered hits, except Kyna's starting to take a lot of damage here.
Oh, Fiend now trying to get Kyna on the edge guard here. Neutral light comes into Loris. Loris dash lands away, falls in with an air. Nice job from Fiend, gets to deal that recovery. Now Loris and Kyna both severely damaged. The side stick takes Fiend down. No way. Uses now in the 1v2. Loris and Kyna have taken all stocks in this game, have been taking on these last 2 stocks from them. And it's now a 1v1 between Yuz and Loris. Goes for the end light finisher, gets the Nair, weapon throw pickup. Yuz now put into orange. Side light goes for recovery. Loris can't get the punish there, and Yuz looking for the Nair himself. What is Loris going to be able to do? Side light down there.
There it is.
He's able to clutch it. Crazy that's an amazing comeback. that game state went from 6 to 2 to almost getting reverse 6 stock. I've never seen that, and Yuz was able to hold on at the very end. And I don't think that bodes well for Fiend and Yuz, considering that Kyna and Loris were able to stabilize off of that much of a deficit.
So that's just game 1. You know, it's funny that Kyna is wearing a Tupac shirt when I think he's like 19.
Why is that funny?
Because he's young.
Okay.
And Tupac passed away many years ago. I think probably before he was born.
You think that
almost
he
certainly
understands what the shirt is for? He's probably just thinking.
Yeah, no, man. He could. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Tupac fan. It's just interesting.
All right.
Going back over. 2 Forges of Lions. Taz is trying not to lose it here on the desk.
It's fine.
As he doubles over, he still does not audibly laugh anytime I say anything, which is very disrespectful and rude.
I don't think this is how I react to things, Sparky. It's nothing to do with
I've heard you laugh before. I used to make you laugh.
Yeah. There you go, just like that, right? Loris and Kyna, they're doing better in this game.
Much better.
One. Fiend and Yuz might be at a deficit here. The neutral stick ends up spiking Loris.
Oh,
Loris ends up the jump to make it back. Weapon throw forces the dodge from Kyna.
Yeah, Loris knew he was absolutely not going to make it back, and instead of Kyna going for the save, Loris was hoping to turn around and find the KO onto Yuz. They eventually did.
Oh, side air whiffs as well. Kyna sits to the left side of the stage. Fiend looking for the downlink to catch Loris on that the fast fall off the platform, deal that recovery. It does not get interrupted by Loris, and now Loris finds himself with a recovery on the side of the stage, has to dodge back on the stage, and Yuz is not going to go down there and help him. Okay, he did. The neutral came through. Oh, the downsing hitting Yuz knocked out Fiend when the arrow was launched.
It was the second blast of that ended up making contact with Fiend and taking away that stock. We are very even now, about minute 15 into this game. Loris, getting hit with that harpoon toss all the way from the right side of the stage from Fiend.
bounces off the stage. Now Laura is off the left, side light comes through, hits him with that side air. D-light side air, Use looking for anything off of the great sword and goes to the recovery. It's so amazing how much Use is just like, I don't want to touch sword at all in twos.
Well, it's like, I mean, like, look at
down. Okay, that downlight hits. Gravity Cancel downlight might just take Laura's down. No, they switch right over.
Oh, wow, that inlight ended up actually making contact as well with Use, so kind of picked up both members. But you're able to find those like 2 hits, even if you're not able to find the finishers there. Okay, Use living, almost taking off the top. Inlight coming out from Kyna's axe.
Navigating these offstage scenarios is so difficult. Daylight recovery is not interrupted by Loras. Loras goes down. Red team barely takes the lead here, but they can clean this up so quickly. They're going to try to starve the weapons out. Picks up a great sword. Use gets kicked away. What is Fiend going to do? Gets 1 recovery, but nothing else afterwards, and that Nair sends Fiend flying.
Fiend was actually really easily able to make it back to the ground. I think Lawrence thought maybe he was going to KO or try to go and focus on Use.
That's
great spacing and timing to get away from that dash in D-light into the side air for the KO. Even game here on final stop.
Even if that Seismic hits, it's like you're locked into that animation for so long. Sidelight Nair into recovery. Use running for his life. Finally picks up a great sword. Had that primed and ready to go. Fiend on the spear. Sidelights to safety. Looks for a second sidelight and gets punished. Endlight into down air. That's so much damage coming on the red team. The blue team really starting to run away with it.
I almost expected a ground pound coming out from Lores here.
Has to dodge back to stage, avoids the Nair from Kyna. The down air
beautiful down air.
And then the dive kick. Fiend goes for the save though. Use makes it back. And Lores too low.
Lores got hit with a weapon
dive kick. Okay, Fiend has to get the edge guard here, but he gets hit with the down air instead of the ground pound, forces him down, and Kyna avoids the dive kick. Blue team gets the edge guard, gets the double knockout, and evens up the set 1-1.
That was looking really scary for Lores there for a moment. He went deep, and then all of a sudden that weapon toss bonked him on the head.
He scratched the blast zone with his toes. That was insane that he was able to survive there.
Using Fiend. Trying to lock in here against Kyna.
Talking a little bit what happened in that previous game, because obviously it's gone from a 6-2 stock lead into a really tough game 2. And that's why I was saying, like, if that's what happened in game 1, I don't think that bodes very well for Fiend and Use, because that means Loras and kind of like adapted, adjusted in the middle of a game, and then they went into game 2, and then they were able to win that pretty solidly. Game 3 could look even more one-sided if they don't make an adjustment, and now there's a chance where we might see them try the Queen Eye. Coming up from Fiend. I don't think Use wants to play anything other than Jaehyun, but it's going to be the Hattori and the Jaehyun here going into the stop. And Kyna actually swaps over to Brawlhalla on win.
Interesting choice here, especially after they did such a great job of bullying Use. Like, Use only did 278 damage last game, so they limited him quite a bit. Okay, he was juggling the axe. He's moving over to the blasters, tossing those away, going back over to the axe. Lores is taking some hits here while Kyna was juggling his weapons over there.
Side air hits, weapon throw has to be fast fall all the way. Lores going for the edge guard, and the ground pound misses. Fiend.
Lores.
It's going to be a reversal. He doesn't touch the stage, and then he avoids the recovery. Fiend at the edge of the stage, so much damage on him, takes down Lores in light orange, and that's going to be the lead. Kyna goes in for that slide charge pivot neutral signature. One of my favorite Brawlhalla mechanic in general. Does not get the knockout with it, however, and now red team barely has the lead here. Use gets hit by the recovery.
Nice timing.
Amazing spacing and timing on that for sure.
And it added up a little bit of extra damage because he was so high that it's going to lead him to getting that unarmed recovery. He didn't need an axe in his hand, didn't need blasters in his hand. So a beautiful feed to his teammate, kind of getting the KO off the top.
Neutral and Kyna. So Fiend side six the wrong way. Is not able to get that knockout, and now Kyna's getting even more damage through. Use looking for that exhaustive recovery. No dare combo. Dealer recovery will finally take him down. Now the punish on the Loras can happen. Weapon throw. Does he get the landing? He does not. Both Fiend and Use miss as Loras siders his way back, and the blue team holds on to this lead as Fiend continues to be severely damaged in game 3. Recovery takes the spear out of his hands, but the dive kick into Kyna could get another reversal. Ground pound to the ground pound? No. Doesn't find anything else.
Gets the 3-piece. Kyna didn't get the interruption in time. He did get the punish onto Use, but Lores did take the hit. Great side air from Lores to get the KO onto Fiend.
Team combo coming out from Lores, so fantastic.
Use just trying to float.
Will take him down, however, and Kyna avoids one down light. Side light, nothing else afterwards. Use dashed up forward with that side air and Kyna dodged both Fiend and and Use's attacks. Recovery comes through. Kyna could go off the top of the stage here, and that would give red team the lead. Downer Nair, no.
Use is looking for it. He wants the KO off the top. Kyna stuck on blasters now. He threw him away almost immediately before. Doesn't go for the recovery because he didn't want to get interrupted by Fiend.
Yeah, ended up doing a diagonal chase dodge down into a pivot side light. Now Lores on the right side of the stage has to avoid Fiend. Fiend has been doing so great with the edge guards against Lores. And Use goes down to that ground pound. Okay, Fiend and Lores are the weak links here in game. Number 3 is going to go down first. Sidelight gets interrupted by Sidelight. Nair to recovery. Nice save.
Great interrupt from Use.
Would have been done for if they didn't come through.
Lores over here juggling with the down airs.
Fiend aggresses with this much damage onto his character.
And he's unarmed.
Him and Lores are just fighting unarmed. He goes for 2 exhausted recoveries, weapon throw.
That weapon toss. Oh my gosh. He almost got into the insane.
Team combo on the Kyna, but use missed spaces. It's getting a little scrappy here in this game 3. Lores just looking for unarmed recoveries. Down 6 cents. Use flying. Fiend on the right side of the stage avoids the spike from Kyna. Now both blue team are on the right side of the stage, and Lores has no dodge.
Weapon toss goes out. Fiend side airs his way back to the stage. Wasn't swept, but fades back. Gets the side air on the Lores. Down air from Hughes. Gets the KO.
With the DI because he was in combo. You got hit by the same move twice. You could aggressively DI that in another direction. Kyna gets the neutral light, doesn't get the knockout, and Fiend doesn't get the punish. The recovery.
Oh, he tried to do the D-Sig. He got interrupted by the recovery. D-light side air from Fiend, and Hughes and Fiend take game 3.
What a clutch coming out from Fiend and Hughes. I mean, it started off with the game, very beginning of the game, the Fiend being in deep red, and then Lores going for the edge guard, and then getting the reversal, getting the double down air, taking him out in light orange. And even then, it was that close going into the very end. Hughes and Fiend to bring this to match point. And you were saying statistically, historically, this goes in favor of Kyna and Lores.
Absolutely, almost every single time.
So we're going to be going to Fortress of Lions here. The switch to the Barasa did not work out as well off of that win. Kind of wanted to try it out. Now it's back over onto the Taro. Satori and Jaehyun are going to be here for game number 4, which means we have another chance at the Queen Nai in game 5 if we make it that far. Hughes and Fiend are going to try to stop them in their tracks and get into that rematch with Java and Fakey here in Grand Finals. Here we go. Elimination final match point. Hughes and Fiend 1 game away from being in Grands, and Kyna and Lores need to be able to win 2 in a row to have a chance.
Now, ultimately, the Barraza was reasonably successful, even though they did lose the game. 565 damage on the axe. He's going to carry that over, but the blasters weren't hardly there whatsoever.
the third stock there. Yep. That's a half the game.
So now he's going to swap over to this Taros because his hammer is going to be just better in this matchup, better the way he plays than his blasters were.
Neutral light comes through, nothing else afterwards. Lores is just dash landing away, looking for an opening. Nice nair on the Fiend, but so far this is the lowest damaging opening to begin a game.
That side air sent him so far.
That is Taros.
Fiend took quite a bit of damage early on in this game, including like a 2 or a 3 piece coming out from Hughes' greatsword.
Sideline nair recovery, disarms Hughes. The Fiend now getting down air on the right side of the stage. Can he make it back? He's got the spear, but the down air from Lores snipes him off the right side. Hughes looking for a weapon, picks up the sword. He's going to switch over the greatsword as fast as he possibly can.
Absolutely. Hopefully he won't have to wait too long for a weapon spawn. That D-light's going to hit him. He might not swap over.
He might give it to Fiend first.
Yeah, he might give it to Fiend, but also if he ends up grabbing it and then loses his stock, then he's going to be back onto the sword. D-light side air. He's sending both members of the blue team over to the left side, one after
weapon
the other.
Throw stop Fiend from getting the dash jump ground pound. They do get the edge guard onto Lores, but Hughes, I have to remember that Hughes is still on that first stock. If they get this edge guard onto Kyna, nice. Gets the recovery. Red team's got a small lead here if Fiend's able to continue navigating the fray without taking too much damage.
Lores remaining safe, floating really high in the air, still looking for that weapon spawn, moving over to it, grabbing the spear. Meanwhile, Kyna was able to grab a hammer very quickly after spawning back in. They get the stock off of Hughes, finally got that first one. Fiend already found 2 hits, only got hit by a recovery, so went over to the wall, did a pretty good job while he was waiting for his teammate to spawn back in, and it's Hughes coming back in. First weapon form is going to be the sword.
Oh, but then it just takes one stomp stare from Kyna to make it look so rough for Fiend. Sent off the right side of the stage, fighting his way back on the stage. Kyna looking for that stare again, and Fiend sent it flying, and now Hughes just has to fight that 1v2 by himself as Fiend rattles his way back on the stage. Stomp, down air, sends him up to the top of the stage. Spot dodge in place, Kyna following through with the teammate damage, but does take the stock on Fiend. Still, that friendly fire might add up.
I thought we were going to see the attempt for the side air over onto Hughes from Kyna after he got sent over to the left side. Now he's going to be by himself. They're going to be looking to get this stock off of Hughes. It's basically the exact same thing that happened one stock previous for everybody. Hughes and Kyna are the ones surviving. We'll see if Kyna falls first, just like he did last time. He does. They're going to be looking for the stock off of Hughes. There's the sidelight. The recovery does not make a connection from Fiend. Lores floating in the air, hits the falling neutral air.
Yeah, down 6 ends up hitting there. Hughes gets hit away, and I just feel like at that point you just let that stock go. Look how much damage Fiend is taking while you're spending all that time trying to survive on your second stock. Fiend now, in the meantime, one side air from Kyna is going to put him in the red. Nair almost puts him in the red by itself. Neutral light onto Hughes. He's taking so much damage, and Fiend doesn't have an opportunity to come in with the save because he's on the sword instead of the spear. Could go for like a weapon throw maybe. Hughes disarms himself, wants to go over to the greatsword to have a chance to be able to win this game. Okay, great combo into Kyna. That was good 4 hits from the greatsword. Fiend still waiting for an opportunity to answer. Sidelight Nair will send him to a point where any side air would take Fiend down, but Nair after Nair comes onto Lores, and now it's a much closer game. Kyna with the edge guard onto Hughes. Can he finish it? Oh, downlight hits him away. But Hughes with the sidelight finisher gets Kyna. It's in the 1v1. He's a stare away from being knocked out. Neutral light's not going to do it. No, it's going to disarm him though.
When they met at BCX in the 1v1s, it was used, but there's the in-light from Kyna's axe. Gets the KO with 4:33 left on the clock, and Kyna and Lores take it. We're going to game 5, Tazza.
Okay. Sparky, who is it going to be?
It's going to be Kyna and Lores.
It's going to be Kyna and Lores, you think, after playing that? Yeah, the game where they switched to Barasa was like, okay, this looked pretty close. Did Fiend switch to Queen 9? No, he didn't. All right, are they going to go to a different stage, or is it Fortress of Lions all the way through?
I bet we still go back to Fortress.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the place that they want to play the most.
There's been no reason that I've seen for them to swap off of it. It's not like they want to go under the stage and the big triangle, the big wedge is keeping them from doing that. It's not like the walls are overly tiny or overly large or anything like that, or someone's camping the soft platform, because you can't really do that as much in 2s. So yeah, of course they're going back here.
All right, here we go. We've got Jaehyun and Hattori versus Kaya and Roman Reigns. The epic crossover there on Taros. Stomp sidelight. Let's see what Lores is able to do off of that. No end lights following up. Fiend and Lores clash. Fiend's got him in the edge guard scenario. Gets the side stick. Lores low on jumps. Goes all the way out there to hit him with the side air. Can Lores make it back? Ground pound comes through. Goes
he's going to chase
down. And Lores trying to escape to the bottom of the stage. That actually mattered that the column was there. Lores had nowhere to go.
He didn't have enough jumps either way. He wouldn't have been able to get to the other side anyway.
He could have gone to the other side and have kind of saved him.
No, because it
would have been more than what he had.
He got hit by the ground pound, got his jump back, and then instantly had sweat beads.
Edge guard to use right now with the down airs. Let's see what he's able to do. Kyna picks up a weapon at the very last second, hits the nair onto Fiend. Fiend goes down, Use falls with that side air, and Kyna fights him off the side of the stage. Risky with the stock deficit, but still goes for it, and Use holds on for a little bit longer. This is the part of the game where I start to worry for the red team. Use tends to stay on the stock a little bit too long. Fiend ends up being on orange by the time that Use goes down to 2 stocks, then Use finds himself in the 1v2 and then doesn't win it.
And Use is stuck on the regular sword here, so not his comfort weapon of choice, so he's not going to be able to rotate as quickly and do everything that he wants to do like he does when he has the greatsword in his hand. There hasn't been a weapon spawn in a hot minute. I don't know if he's going to look for it. He's got to lose his stock before it happens. We'll see if he's able to go over and grab this one immediately while Fiend is floating up above on that soft platform. He is able to grab that greatsword. Instant in-light coming out, hitting Kyna and Use there. There's a 2-piece. Oh, unfortunately, Fiend wasn't able to follow up on that. It was Lores grabbing with the neutral air.
And then Fiend lost his weapon just now, picks up the sword, dash jumping around. Let's see if he can get anything started on Kyna with that dodge being gone. That was so much damage that Fiend just took, even though the knockback didn't come through. Stomp Sarah would take him down. Recovery nearly takes him down. Fiend comes back to stage. Lores risks it with an offstage edge guard, loses the bow actually, and Use gets the neutral light finisher. Doesn't go for the side light. Lores is not going to take it off the top, but Fiend, if he's able to find a deal that recovery can do it. Neutral stick takes him down, bounces him to the stage. No recovery to be seen, and now they've got it 4 stocks to 2. Use and Fiend just have to take 2 more stocks to get into grand finals.
I thought we were going to see unfold exactly what you mentioned, where Fiend started to take a lot of damage, which he did. He just didn't lose that stock before the red team was able to take both off of Lores and Kyna. Lores trying to float here a little bit, getting punished, getting juggled.
The down
Use ended up falling into that. The target was originally Fiend.
Oh, and Fiend now getting hit by that recovery, gets hit off the top of the stage. Use running for his life. Honestly, if I was Use, I would just reset, just dive, kick off the stage. Yes, there we go. Use knows it. Okay, he's like, I cannot allow Fiend to get stuck in the 1v2 while I spend all that time coming back to the stage and just getting excited again. He wants to get back to the stage, chooses to lose his stock so he can find a weapon and have a better chance of winning game number 5. Lores, however, beating Use in the 1v1 off the left side of the stage. Fiend has to come help and kind of knocks him away with the end light.
Dude, Lores and Use have been going at it on the left side. They've only traded like 1 or 2 hits. They're jumping, fast falling, and dodging.
Down
in these dodge circles.
That's so much damage.
Crazy. Oh, Fiend is so damaged.
And there it comes through. Fiend gets hit by the falling sider from Kyna, and Use down center hits the recovery. Kyna can't land back on the stage of the Kyna clutching that stock. Use now in the 1v2 against Lores and Kyna.
It's still winnable. It's going to be tough with greatsword. I'm thinking a signature hit.
The recovery hits. Does he get the recovery here? Goes for the sidelight bridge.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for it again, but he didn't.
Recovery gets him again, but Lores is still living. Darren Air would be able to knock out.
They can't hit him.
Can get him. Oh, he gets hit away.
The D-Light doesn't even sit on screen, Tazza. He still has room to go.
But the gravity cancel end light ends up hitting Kyna away. The down stick hits and Lores goes down. Kyna gets the end light, and that's going to be the win. They hug it afterwards by barely clutching a 1v2 against Use, who I cannot believe it. Those 2 greats and recoveries were so close. They were so close to being able to do it. Lores and Kyna, however, beat Fiend and Use. Last stock, red, game 5.
Compare their reaction at the end of that game to their reaction at the end of the previous set against Godly and Blaze.
Oh.
That hug of relief was well deserved.
That is exactly what that was too.
Absolutely.
The down heavy came in from Muse, and I was like, is that going to be it? And then Kyna hits with the neutral, and I don't think there was absolute certainty that it was going to knock out. And if that didn't happen, it was back to a 1-hit game.